Penumbuddies.
Wow, we did it. We made it to the episode that made Rab cry.
Oh, this episode made everybody cry. This was a tearjerker. Um, Holy shit, man. I
Yeah,
just this really I really thought this two-parter knocked it out of the park.
I was so worried. I was so prepared to be disappointed, and by prepared I mean I wasn't prepared, but I was like I'm going to be disappointed. And yet and yet I had such a fantastic time listening to this. There's so much good food, so much delicious food.
It's true, and I didn't feel like any threads were dropped,
No.
and it made some of the synthesis that Buddy has done really made. Okay, I feel like at the end of the season, you and I are just going to have to do like a retrospective where we talk about the season as a whole.
That's what I was thinking. That's so funny. We
Yeah,
have the same brain cell. Yeah, I would love to.
exactly one of them.
I'd love to have a retrospective because there's so many like different threads coming together, as you said, and I think we'll only be able to see the full picture once the full season is out. So
I agree.
yeah,
Yes. So I'm excited about that.
yeah. And then where should
Uh
we begin here? Like by Buddy or
oh geez. I mean, we could go through chronologically. We rarely do that, but it might work for this one.
yeah, that sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna try to remember the plot outside of like explosions. My
Look, listeners,
brain,
we're gonna get derailed. It'll be fine.
yeah.
This is just starting.
Okay, so
Um,
we open on the sounds of Buddy not being dead, but being
Not
very
being dead.
sick.
Well, we open
Yeah.
on Juno being whiny.
Yes, we do before even that. Which that's interesting. What do you think
It
that's
is
about?
interesting. Like, I don't know. Like, we know, I guess it doesn't come off as whiny in your own head.
Yeah.
So I think I'm a patron, so I got the script. And there's the kind of character list has a little note from Kevin that says, like, being Juno's role in the group is being annoying, and that comes in really handy, or something to that effect.
I love
And
that.
I love it too. Oh my god. And like, yeah, he's whiny, but he notices things. And we'll talk more about it in a little bit because I think that it has some really interesting resonances with Juno, and also I'm very proud of him.
Yeah.
Uh, or actually, we could just talk about Juno.
Yeah, I'm just like I was my first thought was, oh, this is Juno anxious. Like Nerev
Mm-hmm.
anxious is reading like Nerev uber anxious is reading these things upside down. Juno uber anxious is being,
Bitchy.
untrusting, bitchy, just, a little bit paranoid, just kind of yeah, like mad at everyone, but not really.
Yeah, yeah,
But I
like
don't know
he's
if that's what's going on. I don't know.
yeah. No, I think he is just like being shitty because he feels like he needs to question everything all the time because he is, a punk with a mistrust of authority,
Yeah,
and
fair.
Buddy's a little bit of an authority, so he has to be, you know, rude about it.
He's like a teenager. It's so funny.
He really is. But it works. And god, I've been missing Juno like doing smart and good things because this season
Yes.
he's been kind of a little bit of a useless sidekick.
Yeah, he's been very sidelined, which is fair because there, I mean, like a bunch of characters now. But like we haven't gotten to see him have a major revelation like this in how long? How long has it been?
God, I don't know. But
It was
yeah,
so
I mean, since Man in
satisfying.
Glass, maybe.
Wow. Damn. It has been a year then.
Or wait, no, Shadows on the Ship. He had some stuff figured out, I think.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Maybe when he was talking to Vespa. So there's a bit of that, but I'm still very happy to see it here. Made me super,
Yeah.
super excited.
That is Juno's role in the group. That he questions and he makes plans stronger and he cares about the why.
Yes.
Well,
That
let's talk a little
was
bit about caring about the why because
Yeah,
Oh,
go
oh.
for it, man. I am so into that. What are your thoughts?
Um, that Juno is never going to be prepared to accept that the reason people do things is doesn't matter.
Hmm.
And it seems like the whole group is not that concerned with why the security system is the way it is or why the Cure Mother Prime is stored this way. And Juno can't function without it. You know, the last person who told him that the reason didn't matter,
Was
just the action, was
Ramses.
Ramses. So I thought
Fucking
it was so
asshole.
great that when Buddy was like, it doesn't matter why, he was like, yes, it does.
Yeah.
Because it does. And that's becoming a thesis statement for the show is like people's intentions matter as much as their actions do.
Wow. That's pretty wild.
I thought it was great. Good job writing, Kevin.
God damn. God damn, Kevin, making me think. Because now I'm like, but your actions.
Yeah. But and the shot. He made the shot.
I am so proud of him. I am so glad that he figured out how to. I love that he was training with Buddy. Like, of course he would, because she also was missing an eye. Like, that's great.
Yeah. It makes me a little sad that we didn't see that.
I know.
Like
Wouldn't that
so
have been
much
amazing?
good stuff happened off screen this season.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still a little like, oh, because it's just I've been thinking about it and thinking about it as I, cut my fruit, clean the dishes, go for walks. I'm just like, why is it? I'm just like, it feels rushed. I think that you know, they set themselves up with a really difficult task. And that
Yeah.
was like, I want to make this crew, like, I don't think they wanted them to be a family necessarily by this point. I think it's reasonable. Like, they seem to be still playing with, things like Vespa, like, and her trust. And, like, but the goal was, I think, for them all to be friends, except for Vespa and Ransom.
Anyone.
Yeah. Festival's kind of the exception there, but I don't and it's hard to believe friendships when you are like I'm sorry, this tangent will be over soon, but I don't know, I found that with ensemble casts, I think what you usually want to do is you want to pair them off and have them
Mhm.
interact with each other because that, helps you understand both the characters better, strengthens their relationship. And so they were doing that, but they had so few episodes that they didn't get to do a lot of permutations. There wasn't a lot
Yeah.
of group scenes, probably also because they must suck to do.
True, true, true.
Yeah, but like I don't know, that's a lot of characters to juggle in general, and they only had 6 stories,
Right.
really? Like that's not a lot of time. But okay, tangent over. I got off track, but I'm
No,
just like
no, no.
I'm
You're
just kind of
totally good. You're
stumped.
right.
Yeah, I'm just stumped a little as to why this feels rushed when I feel like they are making good choices about what to focus on a lot of the time, but I don't know.
Because I think this is the first time that this particular show has not given us emotional follow through.
Oh, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. My brain just went.
Yeah, like normally we get the consequences of each decision. We get what things mean. Because that's easier to do with one person, but instead of, you know, like having, I think we had 2 or 3 stories about just Juno and Rita and their friendship, like, coming to the forefront at the end of season 2.
Yeah.
And like now we get like a stream night where Vespa's not, you know, Vespa's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's like one time I was like, part of me was a little relieved that Vespa is still being the way that she is because it's
Yeah.
like if they had tried to make me believe that Vespa was like now friends with Narave, I would be like, come on.
No, no.
It's
She
just-
still wants to wear his intestines as a hat.
yeah.
Um, which, but I loved, oh, can we talk about Vespa now?
Yes, talk about Vespa.
Oh, she was so soft.
Oh,
It was so soft. And I
oh
think
my.
this makes so much of this makes the reason that they I was worried that they were in trouble, like as of shadows on the ship, because they weren't really talking. Buddy and Vespa weren't really talking.
Yeah.
And the reason was that like they needed to save the important information from that for later. And I really appreciated how they interacted and how we saw Vespa from Buddy's eyes
Oh,
and how wonderful she is from and how much she underestimates herself and how
oh,
functional she really is. Um,
that's wow. That's a beautiful point. Fuck, I hadn't thought about that. The way that she talks down to herself on Shadows of the Ship, and then versus this episode where, yeah, I mean, she's behaving, I don't think, very maturely towards Nureyev, but other than that, I mean, she's kicking ass, so.
yeah, and it seems like she's actually like a pretty, at least somewhat well-known scientist,
Which is
which I
awesome.
love.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I
what
don't
she
know.
deserves.
I really loved the ways that they pulled Vespa's nuance kind of back from the brink for me.
Yes.
Um, and I get that. I totally get feeling like you're crazy and broken and damaged and everyone can see it and all you're doing is treading water. But I thought it was really kind of personally uplifting to see how valued and useful she is in the team and to Buddy. And how, things are
Oh.
never as bad as you think they are.
Yeah, and I feel like that plays really well off of, Buddy's whole dilemma about having a mask. It feels like a almost flipped situation, not
Mm-hmm.
quite. Like, I don't know, we're seeing the true Vespa through Buddy's eyes, and then Buddy's just a mystery even to herself. I don't know.
Oh man. Yeah. Yes. Um, just before we get off the Vespa train,
Oh, please, yes.
Vespa, this is Vespa with hope,
Oh,
which is important to me as well. That that you know she made this plan with Buddy. Buddy is committed to her. She keeps saying like, "You're not gonna fuck this up while I have something to look forward to."
it's
Um,
great.
and I think that's just so important that having hope and having people around her who love her it seems like has changed her outlook so much.
Oh.
I love that for her. I
Yeah.
love it.
It's
Every
funny
the
that
time
she. Oh, sorry, what?
No, go ahead. Just when she says I love you, I melt.
Oh, oh my God. This was so soft between them. I just lost my mind. But I was gonna say it's funny that she, and by funny I mean sad, that she's like, I have something to look forward to, and then like 14 minutes later, she's like, I'm gonna steal this blade and possibly die. And it's like, Vespa,
Yeah.
Vespa.
And that was such a Juno parallel.
Yeah.
I think so. Like, I think part of the point of this episode was that Buddy had to confront every piece of advice she's given this season.
Wonderful.
And and she had to, convince Vespa that like her life. Oh, I loved the line. Um, your life is a thing we share.
Yeah. And what was my favorite part was the thing after that that was like, and I'm putting in all of my, I don't know, like stock.
I'm claiming all
Like,
the shares I have or something.
yes. Oh my God, what a line. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the thing you said, confronting all the, taking all the advice that she's given that season. I think that's honestly a genius concept and
Oh
like
yeah.
kudos.
Super kudos.
Yeah.
They Yeah, Kabert mentioned in the commentary that part of what they're talking about this season is deconstructing cool.
I mean, that's exactly what they're doing. I agree.
Yeah, they're taking all these characters that last season we were like, oh my god, they're all badasses, and being like, no, everyone's insecure and gay. Uh, Well, we knew the gay, but anyway. Um,
Even
but
more gay than we thought.
yeah, but Buddy, I don't know. I'd like Jet. Jet really threw Buddy's words back in her face.
Yeah. Yeah, he held her accountable. And
He
like, I
did.
think only a few minutes before she was like, I'm worried that Jet is just a yes man, and that he's just like, and then he was like, stepped up real hard.
He did. He did. I was very proud of Jet.
Yeah.
So Jet gave her advice back. Peter repeated the legends thing. Um, she mentioned that the bit of advice she gave Rita about not about trust also being about trusting people to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
And Vespa's advice that like your life is worth something.
It's beautiful.
And she had to
God.
take all of those to survive this.
Oh, that's wonderful. I wonder if there was something with Juno too. Maybe like later.
Oh, oh, later. I do want to save later for the end because I feel like I will get really wrapped up in predictions.
Yeah, yeah. But let's see. Just more about Buddy maybe? Can I just say well,
Yeah.
I guess if we're going chronologically, then what happens next? She goes there.
So they're in the facility. Juno is like, this is weird. Um,
Everybody's like, calm down.
Buddy is taking breaks from comms to throw up, which is a
Yeah.
chronic illness mood.
Oh my God. Yeah, the yeah, that's real. That's so real. Like
Yeah.
every time I'm like, okay, I feel terrible. When I get on the phone, I'm gonna let it show and it's gonna be fine. And then I pick up and my friend is like, hello, and I'm like, oh, how's it
Oh
going?
yeah. No, I have gotten off a work call and thrown up before. That has happened.
Oh my God, I'm sorry, that sucks.
It does.
Oh my
But
God.
that's the facade. And
Yep,
I want to talk about the
that's the
facade in a
facade for
bit.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, we'll put a pin in the facade. Unless, does the facade work here or?
Let's keep going through.
Yeah.
So Jet calls and is basically like this EMP thing.
Yeah,
I ran
got
it.
that.
I ran it like you're lying, buddy. I'm not going to tell you you are, but you are.
And she was like, nah, sounds fake, but
What?
okay.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about? Um. Oh, but I thought it was interesting um, that Jet said that maybe she should hand off the dossier to Peter.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
Peter, who presumably just got Jet injured.
Yeah, I'm kind of picturing throughout this conversation him like with one hand over like, I don't know,
Some
a
kind of
part of
bleeding
his,
wound.
yeah, whether on his shoulder or hunched over because he's got something on his back. I don't know. Yeah, he really, really trusts him as a thief. Like,
Yeah.
we don't know anything about whether he trusts him as a person, but
Seems
his,
unlikely.
yeah, his abilities, he has a lot of faith in, which Fawn and I talked about in the Discord server, and it was very upsetting. Like, Fawn pointed out that he was just very like confident in Peter as a tool, and it's kind of,
Ooh.
and Peter's, already pretty very, very worried about his usefulness and like
Mm-hmm.
his ability to do his job well. So the fact that Jet is, believes in him, but only apparently, as far as we know, in his ability to do the job well, is kind of sad. Especially
Yeah.
when, yeah, it's just it makes the cat cry.
Jet trusts Peter as far as he can throw him. But Jet
Oh
could throw
yeah.
Peter pretty far.
He could let Jet carry Peter. Let them
Um,
be
I
bonding.
had a slightly more optimistic interpretation of that, which was that Jet tries to judge people on their actions and their current actions.
Now that's interesting because that almost goes against the intentions matter. But like that makes sense for Jet. Like, wouldn't he
Yeah.
like look at the situation logically and be like, he has never done anything to us before. He has been very useful to us. So,
Yeah, I mean, I also thought it was really interesting that both of them pointed out that Ransom has really good instincts and good strategy on a mission. Like he has some leadership potential. He's just all
whoa.
squirrely.
Yeah, that's a perfect word for how he was. Yeah, wow. Yeah, Buddy really pointed that out. I was pretty surprised to hear that. So I'm really, yeah, it's like it's sad on one hand, but also I'm like, good. They know that he's cool, like even though he's a mess.
Yeah. I thought it was also interesting that later in so that conversation with Jet happens, and then Vespa calls back with private, or she calls Vespa privately and mentions that there's tension between Juno and Peter, not
Yeah,
more, just different.
what the fuck? Juno
Do
knows. Juno knows. This is the Juno knows song. Do 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 do.
you think Juno knows?
I don't know, man. What else could that tension be? Like, or I don't know. Actually, it could be tension because Juno just looked at Peter like he suspected that he had actually tried to get Jet hurt, and that could brew some uncomfortable vibes.
Yeah. But we've stressed again and again that Juno cares about the why.
Yeah.
So, and the why for Peter makes some sense.
Yeah.
Or at least we presume it does. Like there are debts and they must be paid.
Yeah.
And we assume
And
that they're not for anything particularly horrible because, you know.
yeah, and no one is safe in the universe, as he says. So
Oh, that was such a heartbreaking line.
yeah, I was like, something you want to tell us, Peter?
There
You
is,
wanna?
but nobody said exactly, there isn't a place or person in the galaxy that is truly safe.
Oh, that
Oh,
that hurts more.
well, shit.
Oh boy. I'm just picturing Juno looking at him like
Anything you want to talk about
yeah, like the math flying by.
there? Hmm. I
Oh
don't think
boy.
Juno knows. I think Juno
Yeah.
suspects. I don't think Juno knows
So what's the tension there, do you think?
that I think Juno might feel guilty for assuming that Peter did betray, or I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
It's
I
hard.
gotta save predictions.
Yeah, yeah, sorry. I
No,
keep
no, no, don't
keep goading
apologize.
you on.
Also, Ransom spends this entire episode like doing a gay little run.
Which is so fucking funny. Why is he hurrying? Why are you running? Why are you running?
Oh, I have a sad reason.
Oh, why is he running, Luna?
Um, he's being self-sacrificial because he feels bad,
Oh.
and he feels bad about imminently betraying the crew. And also, I think he wants to be in control of the situation
Oh wow. That's
because
yeah.
because he doesn't want to be another accomplice like he was on Brahma to something bad. And I know he doesn't think. I know it seems unlikely, but I could really see that being the kind of trauma thing where you're just like, okay, but I gotta be in there first.
Oh my God, Luna. I hadn't thought about Brahma. Like a high stakes, like once in a lifetime mission
To
that'll
get a thing.
to get the thing that will save everyone,
Yeah,
and you're being led to believe that it's a totally, heroic act, selfless. Like, of
it's
course
got
he
to
would
be
be on
suspicious.
edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that on top of, nearly getting Jet killed and realizing that he's falling apart and everybody can tell, like that's
Poor boy.
poor boy.
Um, yeah, okay. So Peter's not doing great. Oh, Cure Mother's an alien. They see the Cure Mother. It looks like a lung in a jar, a pickle jar, to be precise. It's an alien. It's an alien. It's an
It's an
alien.
alien. Is it connected to the Ruby 7 in any way, or is it just an alien?
I don't know. It's an alien.
It's
I
an
think the Ruby 7
alien.
is an alien. I don't know if they're the same kind of alien.
It's
Probably.
they're the same. they brought the Ruby to life. It was like Herbie. It was a normal car. Oh
Oh,
God, I'm trying to. My mind is such a mess with this episode that I'm trying to go through it linearly. So they make it into the next room, and there's a plaque on the wall where it's very interesting because they're only the people who created that room. They're only performing that for themselves. Like they didn't
yes.
expect anyone to visit that room and be like, "Oh, these people are so nice." Like they're
Yeah, no, they're absolutely showing off for themselves.
just
And
so weird.
I think that's interesting, the idea of self-deception and
Yeah.
a facade. I think it resonates in the emotional states.
Yeah, the whole episode actually, I was thinking about the chamber, like people coming together under slightly false pretenses at a surface level, working together, but underneath, worried about being sabotaged or planning to sabotage, like that.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna blow up in their faces. I'm not ready.
You have to depend on you. The people you pretend to depend on also have it out for you.
Yeah, yeah, they could as easily kill you as save you.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Um, I really loved the little speech about how there's no way that Peter's feelings for Juno are not genuine. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that aside from that it made me sad.
It was a lot. It was a whole lot. Wow. It's also like, God, so many moments in this episode were like big mood, but like recognizing masks, I was like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
As someone who fakes emotions, I can
Yeah.
figure
Yeah,
out if they're faked on other people.
it's like, ha, I do that. But cries. But buddy, that was what a fuck. Yeah, I have no idea what to say other than it also made me really sad and like I was cresting a hill. I was out on a walk while listening for the second time, and like just as the sunlight hit me, that line came on. I was like, oh, oh
Oh.
no, no.
um okay, so then Jet I think tells Buddy about the big EMP that's coming because he doesn't believe her and he shouldn't.
Hmm.
Um and Buddy has this kind of moment of shit, I might die if I don't pull myself together and do this thing, but you know, that would be leaving the family in the lurch. And because they come across a lot of extra security um in like the final room, like once they touch the cure mother, there's four different security systems that engage and some of them cancel each other out, but it's no one is happy about this. Uh,
It's not a good situation.
but so Buddy cuts away to talk to Jet. Jet talks about the EMP. When they cut back, Vespa is up in arms because she thinks that Peter has stolen the blade.
Yeah. What do you think? Did he do it?
No,
Yeah,
I don't think so. I don't think it makes sense for him to do it right then when they need it again.
that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
like why? Like that makes total sense. Because of course he wants it, but he can
Yeah.
wait
I
until the
do think he
mission is
stole it
over.
later.
Yes, absolutely. But never.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
I have feelings. Um, but I thought it was very interesting how Peter refuses to defend himself when Vespa's accusing him, and also is like gives Buddy details that incriminate him.
Yeah.
Like he wants to be called. He wants to be distrusted. Like he wants to be caught.
That's so sad.
It's so sad. Like is he trying to convince them he's untrustworthy before he does the untrustworthy thing?
Yeah, that's pretty messed up. I've been thinking a lot about the duality of this situation where Peter I just couldn't stop thinking about like the last time we talked, you said you mentioned how much trust means to Peter, and I was like, fuck. Yeah, it really he cares so much about whether people trust him, specifically Juno, but I assume that expands out. And so at the same so he's got, this desire, I assume, headcanon to be trusted, but at the
Hmm.
same time is aware that he doesn't deserve that trust at all. So that makes total sense to me that he would be giving these mixed signals of, I promise I have nothing to hide. Anyway, here are all the reasons why I'm suspicious, and you should think I have something to hide.
It's just it's all so mixed up. Like I
Yeah.
feel like if he were actually lying or actually telling the truth, he would like pick one and stick to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Love
But
me, but hate me. Trust me, but
yeah.
don't trust me. And yeah.
Oh my
Oh.
God. Yeah. So I think he's not slept in a long time and feels bad about what he's about to do.
Hmm.
Um,
That's just that's just an array of this whole season.
yeah, not sleeping.
About to do something bad.
Loves Juno.
Yeah, the drill.
Um, we already talked about the "Let Your Life is a Thing We Share" moment, but it just bears going back to because it's so beautiful.
Boom.
It's so beautiful. And then yeah, so and then Buddy is like confronted, like if we're gonna reverse my advice, like I have to, then I can't finish this mission.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Buddy calls herself a narcissist.
I was gonna ask you, what is up with that? I can't, like, I don't trust Buddy to, you know, I don't think she can say that about herself. I don't, is she a narcissist?
I don't think so. I think she's just a really, really intense deflector.
Yeah.
And for someone, and that much self deflection takes a lot of self focus. And if you
Yeah.
have a lot of self focus, I think it's not that hard to tell yourself you're a narcissist.
Absolutely. No, that makes a lot of sense. Because oh my God, that's a perfect way of putting it. You are constantly aware of yourself and how you present to other people, and you need everybody to think of you a certain way. And so, yeah, of course, you could maybe mistake that for selfishness. In a similar vein, maybe that being anxious about everyone can feel kind of selfish.
Yeah. Yeah. And kind of like Rita, like she was kind of coming up with solutions to soothe other people's anxiety without asking them.
Yeah. I was when I made that the Adventure Zone crossover with Penumbra, I felt really bad with putting Buddy as Lucretia, and now I'm like, hey, she might. Oh
I've
boy.
not listened to Taz. I really need to.
That is okay. I do recommend the graphic novels though, if you don't want to go through like 80 hours of banter, because they get right to the chase. But
Okay.
anyway,
Okay.
yeah. Can I just
Buddy has to.
say,
Oh,
yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
just really fast. Last episode was like, I don't understand why Buddy didn't just take a ship and fly away. And it's like, oh, I guess that's the trouble with two-parters is like
Yeah.
they explain sometimes in the second part. And it's
Yeah.
like,
No,
oh,
we're good. We're good.
yeah, it's like she couldn't let anybody know. If she was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna be doing this like a couple, extra miles away," they'd be like, "Why?" And
Yeah.
also, I don't think she wants to really confront exactly like the consequences of her situation. So,
Yeah.
not yet. So, time to not just pretend it's not there, and she needs to be there for them all the time as clearly blah, blah, blah. Yes, okay, so I just
Now, who
wanted
does
to,
this
yeah,
sound like, though?
I don't know who.
Peter.
Oh, you're right.
Compartmentalizing, not thinking about things he doesn't want to think about.
Oh no, God, they're just endless parallels. I can't wait until we get to the end, like the very, very end, like the last 2 minutes end with the
Oh,
quotes.
oh, ah.
Yeah, that was a lot.
It was. It was.
What comes next? I'm sorry I'm
Buddy has to
relying.
choose to rely um on Nureyev or nah, Ransom. He's not Nureyev right then.
He's
Um,
definitely not related.
no,
You
he's
didn't
not.
hear anything, buddy. It's fine.
He, yes. So, um, Juno takes the legendary shot, and I am so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. He clearly worked very hard off screen, which is fine, but he was finally really useful for the mission, and I feel a lot better about that.
Yeah, like I am not a fan of, as I've already said many times, of big developments happening off screen. I just because it's like an opportunity and it's like feels a little weird to suddenly jump ahead so far. But
Mhm.
I am like I'd rather he be able to shoot than
Mhm.
not. And it was a very exciting moment. I think it would have been more satisfying if we'd gotten little glimpses of him,
Mhm.
like failing shots, like talking to Buddy about shots and like shots, and eventually but eventually making it, I think might have, but still I was so surprised and delighted. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Juno's growth. It's good.
Good for him.
Yes. And then we get to Buddy just kind of booking it for the shielded room.
So good.
It was really
So
good.
wow. I love the line like if my heart's going to give out now, it's going to be because of me or something along those lines.
I thought it
Like
really resonated with the bit in Promised Land where Juno's like, God damn it, I'm too angry.
yeah, I'm too angry to die. Oh, it's so funny how so often that is the feeling, but that's a little that's a little off topic. But I'm too pissed to die, and then that kicks off the recovery. Like usually you're like, oh, love will make me start to get better, and it's like, no, it's anger. You're just gonna be pissed and spiteful. But I'm really proud of Buddy. God, what a fantastic visual of her just booking it to save her life, like through this ship. It's just great.
Kicking off her heels.
Yes.
But then we cut right to the conversation with Jet, where we
Yeah.
get our very first kind of information about what next season might look like, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah. Wow. With Jet as the captain.
Yeah. Now,
Damn.
what will that be like?
Oh my God. Well, that might actually I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna be so sad to miss Buddy and Vespa, and I will. It's going to break my freaking heart. But on the other hand, having four characters might be a little easier than having six.
It
So
might, yeah.
yeah, that might create new
I don't know. Although I do think both Juno and Peter have more things to learn from Jet.
yes.
So I'm kind of I'm down with it personally for right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see
No.
how it goes. I'm still on the like next season they're gonna have to find Peter. I don't see Buddy and Vespa's retirement going off without a hitch.
Yeah. I hope not, because again, I would miss them so much. I would
Yeah.
just be so upset. I need them around for as long as I can have them, and then they could go off and have a nice retirement.
um. Okay. Yeah. So just the love and devotion between Jet and Buddy, like it really makes me happy that they're just so in tune with each other and love one another.
The understanding there, especially with the T. You said, I think, like I gotta press the Luna was right button. We
Luna
talked
Why?
about like
is
how they
right.
would sort of deal with the fact that Jet is a recovering alcoholic and and Buddy can only drink alcohol, and they managed to coexist in
They
a really
did. They
sweet
did.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, because Buddy knows exactly how he takes his tea,
So cute, even down to the temperature. I like
even down to the temperature.
how would she know unless she had like stolen his tea once and then just had a heart
Accidentally drank
attack.
his tea, burned her entire mouth.
Yeah.
Probably tried to pass it off as on purpose.
Or fun thought, they're sitting, at the bar or whatever, and Jet has his tea, and like some guy just tries to pull a knife or some shit, and Jet just whips around and splashes it in his face and
I
kills him.
love it.
Oh my god. But
I love
yeah,
that.
that scene
Wow.
was lovely,
Really
adorable.
was. And Jet trying to apologize because he did cross boundaries. And Buddy being like, no, sometimes you gotta. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Otherwise,
That
she would
felt
not be
good.
there. Yeah.
Like
Oh
it's not something
boy.
you should make a habit of, but you also like shouldn't let your friends hurt themselves if you can. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I
Jet, you
love
made the right choice, bud.
he did. He really did. He really, really did. And I loved that Jet took on the role Buddy usually takes this season.
Yeah?
The kind of like voice of reason, like here's what you don't want to do, but you should do.
Oh shit.
It was
He's
nice.
already becoming the captain.
Yes. Um, helping others and helping yourself are barely related things. I felt that
Yeah.
in my very bones.
Yeah, that was like a cannon to the solar plexus. That was a
It was. It was.
yeah, I was like, ah, yeah, you're right. Oh. Oh no.
But okay, now I want to get philosophical because I love the point that no one is the facade they present to the world,
Yeah.
but the facade itself can be useful.
Yes, the facade has worth. I loved that line. There is that it's not just because I'd been thinking of it that way. I'd just been like both in my life and in this particular story, like, you have to get rid of the mask. Like the mask is
Yeah.
terrible and holding you back. And it's like, but it's also a part of you. Like you don't want to, totally. There are maybe where it's not horrible. It's hard for me to think about, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. That if you realize that someone, is kind of showing a mask to the world, if that mask has helped you, like that is still something that you can keep.
Oh,
And yeah, I
oh,
mean, I don't know. I spent a lot of time being like, yes, I am a queer role model for all these babies. I did a lot of mentoring in college.
so cute.
And I tried to be really like, yes, I am capable and do things, but also I'm a mess. Because I think that in a lot of cases, like being like letting the real you shine through the cracks in the facade can really like make people feel better.
Yeah, I don't know. The more I think about it, actually, I'm just like, it's so hard for me to think of a mask being productive. I'm just like, I don't want it. I need to. It's not good. I don't like. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's valuable when you mentioned babies. I think it's valuable when you have children. I think
Absolutely.
and you can't be authentic with your children. That's not their role. So
Hmm.
that makes sense. Just
And I
kind of funny that Buddy has to accept that these are not children, even though they sometimes act like them, and that they
that's
can.
a good point. I hadn't thought of it that way. That yeah, okay. Yeah, I see it. I see it. But also that like I feel like a facade and who you are like there's it's not like it's a switch between facade and authenticity necessarily. That
Yeah,
there is allowed to be an inner and an outer world and that there's shades of gray in between.
that's perfect. Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, there's no exact mask that you can pull off. That makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense.
Once again, Penumbra going in and saying things are not black and white. People are not all good or
Yeah.
all bad. Everyone is
And once
learning and growing.
away. Yeah, God. And once again, in a way that I would not have anticipated and has made me think a lot. So, God
Yeah.
damn it, Penumbra.
Ugh, I blame Kevin.
Damn it, Kevin.
Damn it, Kevin. Also, a little bit about forgiving her younger self, which I thought was really an important thing to do. Um, ooh, I'm about to get really personal. You want me to get really personal? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a lot of trouble with like the way that I didn't get diagnosed with PTSD until, I don't know, when did Monsters Reflection come out? Like a month after that.
Like 2017 or something, maybe?
It was the fall of 2018.
Wow, I was way off.
It's all good. It's all good. It feels like it's been a really long time. The last 6 months have felt like 2 years.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, but I feel like I have a hard time forgiving myself for like some of the things that I did that were self-destructive or like not, or like toxic to other people before I got that diagnosis and like realized why those impulses were there and was able to like get out in front of them. Um, so I think the idea that like you are constantly remaking yourself and you can't just erase all of your negative qualities through sheer force of will.
Yeah.
Like that really, that I felt that one. It was,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Like
Because I
the
want
line,
to.
yeah. I want
I
to be
want to.
kinder. I want to be kinder to my younger self. I don't want to look back and just feel horrible shame and embarrassment and just, I want to be like, oh, she was trying, and things
Yeah.
were really hard. Yeah. And she made it. And it's okay.
Yeah, like compassion to your younger self. I think in with like childhood trauma, there's even a thing of like, what would child you have needed? Like, how can you be the person that your child self would have looked up to, or I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get all armchair psychologist, but I think that I think it's very cool to see someone like Buddy say like, I treated myself badly and I wish I could undo it.
Yeah. It's very, yeah, makes me want to go, oh, I should be nicer to myself. Well, yeah, it's like it's good. And you are allowed to be, I think, armchair psychologist because this story is really like all of Juno Steel has so much to do with psychology, emotions, trauma, just everything is all like there's a reason that these discussions come up. Like
Yeah. The
it's
penumbra is a
woven.
trauma train.
Yeah, it's
All
everybody on
fucking
board the
board.
trauma train. We're going to hell. Get ready.
No, we're going to therapy.
That's where the train has been going this whole time. Holy shit.
Oh God, I love that. Oh my God.
Oh, wow. At RISD, there was an elevator up to my therapist's office, actually. So
Yeah.
there you go. Season one works too. But I my train of thought
It's
was
all good. I
obliterated
have a
by
next
this
question.
revelation. Yeah, what?
Did Ransom steal the blade, or did he actually lose it?
Fuck. Yes, he did. That's my vote. What about you? I think you said yes.
I Okay, so my first impulse was like, absolutely he stole it. But then I'm like, but what if he didn't and now he's missing one of the four things? What the fuck's he gonna do then?
Oh no. What is he gonna do if he lost it? Shit.
So I feel like I would be happy with either. But I think my first instinct was, of course he fucking stole it.
Yeah. But with Penumbra, I think it's safe to doubt first instincts. So it's
It's
like
true.
that is very, very valid that he could get in a lot of trouble and that could kick off something. I'm just very nervous because the next episode is gonna have to be like, you know, 240 minutes. Like, that's a lot of
I
minutes
bet
to
you
fill.
money that it'll be a three-parter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They
bet you
normally like,
25 whole cents.
okay, one entire quarter.
Yeah.
I just did laundry, so I have some.
Oh
Uh,
wow. Yeah,
I
I'm
know,
gonna get
right?
that
I'm such an
gumball.
adult.
Yeah.
But but yes, I really do think that the next episode has to be a three-parter, or we're not going to get anywhere.
No. Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. They've done like five parters in the past, so why not have a
They did say they're
three-part?
not doing that again.
It's true. I felt so bad for Sophie. That was such a wild time. Like, they had to edit episodes. Like, I think they had like a week per episode at the end of the day after
Right.
recording. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, I hope that those guys never do that again.
Yeah. But they did two Junoverse three-parters.
Yeah. So,
We've got, yes. So I really hope that they take the time. Um, yeah, so let's really quickly, um, the Buddy Vespa scene at the end. She already knew.
yeah. Wow. She
She
already knew.
already knew.
Yeah, you knew. And also, I shout out to Sarah. I can't pronounce this last name, Gazdowicz, the actress or actor for Buddy. Like, that's wow. That
Yeah.
performance. Every time I listen, there my eyes get, really wet and like I just wow, the
Where's that
crying.
rain coming from?
Yeah, like that was very, very, very good crying, and it upset me a whole lot. Like
Yeah,
the sniffling really got me. It got me a whole lot.
it did. And also in the Patreon script, they had a little note that was like, Vespa's not sure what to do. She cries on Buddy's shoulder a couple times a week, but Buddy but Buddy rarely cries on hers.
No, well, for someone who doesn't know what to do, she does such a fantastic
She
job.
really does.
Yeah.
Like, talk about respecting autonomy and like giving your partner, like, even with all the paranoia that Vespa has, like, she gives Buddy a chance to tell her things on her own terms. And that's
Yes.
so hard and important in a partnership.
Yeah, we talked about how hard it would be for Vespa to realize that Buddy was keeping things from her. So the fact that Vespa knew that Buddy was not only capable of keeping secrets, but, did large ones. Like
Yeah.
but her reaction to that wasn't mistrust or it was, or maybe a little bit, but what we saw was support and more support and hugs. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. And it kind of drives home again like how dumb it was to not tell Vespa from the
Yeah.
start. Vespa clearly has many solutions to this problem.
I was really proud of Penumbra too for the way that they handled that. One thing, I think it's a very smart thing to have someone on the ship who can't be cured by the Q
Yes.
mother, just because cure stories are always a little difficult to do respectfully. Because on one hand, wish fulfillment is a thing, and it's really important, I think, and powerful to have stories where people can, you know, be happy, like.
Mhm.
Or not, that's the wrong way. You can be happy and be sick. I'm sorry, that was wrong. I mean, that they can be cured. And that's like, I don't know. On the other hand, you don't want to do that because that's disrespectful. And, you fall into the trap that I just did of being like, you will be cured and then you will be happy. When it's like, you don't
Yeah.
want to say that the only way to be happy is to be cured. Like, so I think it's smart that Buddy was like, I could still die. And Vespa wasn't like, nah. Like, she was like, even if that happens, like,
Yeah.
validating and being like, I'm still gonna be here. Like, oh, good, good, good. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, that's, yeah, I agree. I hadn't thought of it that way, but I know there was, when the Cure Mother Prime was first introduced, people were kind of like, about it
Yeah.
because of that. Because for a lot of shows, I think that the idea of a cure, of a panacea, would really devolve into ableism real quickly.
Yeah.
So I hope, I don't, I think that having Buddy, like the Cure Mother doesn't fix, what's up with Buddy.
Yeah.
Like that, I think that's cool. Like, I think that that's a good start, but I do hope that they're not like Juno. Like, I know they won't be like Juno's depression is cured, but
Oh,
I hope that they talk about like what that means for Vespa,
yeah.
especially.
Absolutely. Vespa, and I mean, I like thinking and writing about Peter being sick, but in the story, I think that could be, I think, who was it that we've talked about this person in the fandom who's been there. They hosted the first Q&A. I
Oh,
forget.
Earnmark.
Yes, I think Earnmark made this post that I read about how having Peter be sick would be like giving him space aids and how that
Space
just
AIDS is an issue.
yeah, so it's like let's not do that. So yeah, glad about Buddy, and I second that vote wholeheartedly. I hope that they do delve into Vespa.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Agreed. Um, yeah. So fanfic writers, if you're writing a sick Peter, please try to be sure it is not space AIDS. That is not
Yeah.
a good look, taking an effeminate gay man and giving him space AIDS.
Yeah. Like the thing about fan fiction is usually I'm like a little bit more lenient, but at the same time, like not great, not great, not be careful. Yeah, do be
Yeah.
careful. Yeah.
Yeah. And I do think that there's respectful ways to do it. There's respectful ways to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Um, a little concerned that they did not think about distributing the Cure Mother
Yeah,
before they
what was
got the
that
Cure Mother.
about?
What the fuck?
What seriously though, why was that a thing?
Like, they don't know who they're gonna sell it to. They're just hanging
Oh
out with it
my
on the ship. Like,
god. Oh my god. I mean,
it's like an
somehow
oversight.
I figured that. It wasn't until they said it out loud. Like I think I'd even written that. I was like, yeah, they'll figure out who to give it to. And then hearing it, I was like, wait. Wait.
But didn't in time gone by, didn't Buddy say like this is the most dangerous part of the job, the sale?
Yes, so why wouldn't you?
Buddy, you know this.
Oh my god, she needs to take her own advice again.
She does. She does.
Oh no.
Oh, good lord. So, okay, now I'm thinking of that parallel. This is now very going to go wrong. So, can we talk about theories now, please?
Yeah, can we start with like the lines possibly being a setup for a parallel?
The
Like
lines?
the not even Buddy Irinko is Buddy Irinko. Not without more preparation and stage fright than you'll ever know, old friend, not by 100 miles. And you didn't hate me. You know all this time I was lying to you, and still you forgave me. Like that kind of
Ah!
stuff.
Ooh, I hadn't even thought of that as a parallel. God damn, Rab.
I don't know though. It's probably it's just a potential thing that they could do,
It's true.
but
It's
not,
true.
yeah. What are
Yeah,
your
so
theories? Throw them at me.
right now, I'm thinking that Peter tries to fuck off with the four. They go after him. Juno's heartbroken. Um, and before they can get to Peter, Dark Matters catches Peter.
Mm.
And so next season is Jet and Co. I don't know. Maybe Buddy and Vespa will say. I'm not sure. But um, trying to get Peter back from Dark Matters because they do care about him in the end.
Oh.
But we're gonna like there's gonna be some kind of two sides of a door confrontation. We know this.
We've been saying that since Man in Glass. If they don't do that, I will be thoroughly shocked. Like that's the
Yeah.
one thing. I'm like, they will do that. They love parallels. I love
Yeah.
parallels.
Yeah,
I am
no.
biased. They will
That is
do it.
absolutely Kevin's writing style.
Yeah, like he just everything is reflective in his work. Like characters mirror each other, the stories all intertwine. It's just over and over, back and forth. So, in a good way. I love
In a good way. Yes, I
it.
also like it. Yeah.
But
So like
I'm
that's
betting
gonna be
you. Oh, sorry. What
wild.
were you gonna say?
Just
Yeah.
um I made a list actually of all the hanging threads.
Oh my, what is your list?
One just a second, I'm pulling it up. It's
Okay.
in Discord. Um I was talking about this with Sarah Atlanticite, who I love dearly.
There!
Oh,
Oh, I love
Sarah,
Sarah!
Sarah, we love you. We love you so much.
Thank you
I
for
think you
being
are our
amazing.
most dedicated. You and Fawn are our most dedicated listener
Thank you. Oh my God, your fan art kills me. Oh my God.
every time. Yes. Okay, so what is the Cure Mother? We got to figure that out. What the fuck's the Ruby? We got to figure that out. That's two things. Dark matters.
Yes.
Three
What the
things.
fuck? Why did Dark Matters know what they were doing and then not? Oh,
Why did Dark Matters just let them do this without interfering?
oh, they could probably swoop in like
Uh-huh.
aren't there animals that do that? Like they wait for the I think vultures maybe. They
Like
wait
carrion
for
animals? That's
yeah, they wait
very
for the
Dark Matters vibe.
carnivores. Yeah, to take out the prey and then they swoop in for the leftovers. Yeah.
The fourth thing is Peter's betrayal, which is coming. Fifth thing is the wedding,
Which will happen.
which will happen. Like they're
That's just
not
the
just
end
gonna
of the
not give
season.
us a wedding.
Yeah, that's gonna happen at the end of the season.
Yeah,
Just
like full stop.
yeah.
Um, what's the future of the carte blanche? Like we'll take the job. That's the sixth thing. What's the and then the logistics of the Cure Mother Prime, and
Yeah, that
then whether and then the Vespa thread of being healed by the Cure Mother Prime.
yeah. Like how will that what will that do? Also, what the hell was that uh thing that Vespa saw on the ship that was like a hole? You remember that? There was like a
Oh
meaty
yeah.
hole.
Oh man, yeah.
What was that? Like what was that? Was that a hallucination? Like because she hid in it, so it was something. It's so weird.
I have so many questions,
Was that
especially from
just
that episode.
was it just how the was it where the alien or the not the alien the
Bot thing.
robot burst through the wall of the ship like a I don't know God whatever so we
They
yeah
set
that's a
they
yeah
set up
that's
this agent, this one agent, what's Agent G, as
yeah
kind of an antagonist, and we haven't seen her yet.
did she get blown up? No, it was a droid that got blown up.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, so lots of strings. So we're probably not going to get all of them, right? Unless the season is longer than we thought, which I don't think is the case.
No, I think Juno's episode is going to be the last one,
Yeah.
but I think we're gonna have to I know Dark Matters is going to show back up. Like that's it.
Yeah.
And we know that the wedding will happen, and we know that Peter is going to do something squirrely.
Some bullshit. Yeah.
Yes, he's going to pull some bullshit. Um, and with how much they've been stressing the Ruby being weird, I kind of feel like it's going to come up.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Ruby has been, yeah, I think Ruby, Dark Matters, and Peter are going to be for sure touched on here.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that the crew's going to learn Peter's name by the end of the season?
Oh God, I the more I think about it, the more I kind of hope that they don't. It's
Okay.
hard because I think Vespa probably won't ever trust Peter until he gives her his name, but I want that to be I don't think Peter's in a position yet where he can trust. Would he want to give the? I just like I don't believe. I haven't seen enough of them together to believe that Peter would. I know he gave his name to Juno randomly, but the fact that they've put so much emphasis on Peter's name this season and legacies, I'm like, I want him to give that freely. Like, I don't want them to
Yeah.
out. So, like, long answer. I don't know. If he does, then I hope that it's something he is that's not like found out and rather something that he gives to them. But I don't know. What do you think?
Really?
Do you think that he's gonna give them his name, or they're gonna find out, or they're not gonna find out, or
Honestly, at this point, I'm thinking that I could see either way, because I know Kabert really believes in the idea that people, have the right to share their information when they want to, and that's a value, which is great. But I could also see Dark Matters rolling up and being like, "Hey, Peter and Raya,"
just I'm
and
just picturing an SUV, like trawling through space and like pokes his head out the window.
"Hey,
Hey,
hey,
Peter DeRay.
Angel of Brahma, you."
Oh my God. Get in the car. We're going to jail.
And And then I wonder if we could also get some, because Brahma and Ranga are both on the outer rim. I wonder if we could get some like Vespa's like, you're that guy?
Oh my God, please. Ranga field trip, Ranga field trip.
Where the mosquitoes are the size of golden retrievers.
I feel like that needs to be a song. Oh, Ranga. But I think that's kind of I feel like was there one last theme thing? Let me see. Nope, there's the only other thing I wanted to say about themes was self-preservation, self-sacrifice, I think played a major role in this episode. Like I
Yeah.
think oddly, Juno was one of I think the two like Rita was just gone, but Juno
Yeah.
and Jet seemed like the only characters who were really 100% against like sacrificing themselves. Like Peter, Vespa, and like Buddy all took turns being like, I'm gonna let myself be destroyed for the good of the whole. And it's like, no.
Terrible. All of them.
Yeah.
Therapy. Therapy now.
There now. But that's all for me. What about you?
Just I want to close on the fact that um this season is about trust.
Yeah.
This season kind of boils down to who you trust and why and what that means. And that makes me really terrified for next season or next episode because
Yeah.
Juno's going to get betrayed.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Maybe he already knew it. It's fine. Maybe he just. I'm gonna go get a paper bag. It's fine. But yeah, what are your theories, guys? What's gonna happen and rip our hearts out? Leave a comment in the description down below and then smash that like button.
Yes. Yeah. Also, like people should use the train that train joke I made earlier was gold. So
It
people
needs
should
an
engage
AO3
with
tag. Yeah, I need some kind of AO3 tag, but I don't know what yet. We can workshop that.
that. Workshop it.
Yeah,
All
for
right,
next time.
Penumbuddies. This one ended up being pretty long, but it was a great episode and there was a lot to get through, so I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah, no regrets. This episode was wild. Yeah.
It was, and I loved it.
Oh, me too. So relieved. Thank you all for listening. We love you.
We love you. Bye bye.